A video to you now. This is just a brief video talking to you about some of the foods I've been trying lately, some of the recipes I've been trying lately. First of all, a particularly nice recipe I tried lately, which I had for my dinner, I got from the BBC Good Food website. I will post a link in the comments box below in case you want to try it out. It is called broad bean and feta cheese toasts. I thought it was very, very nice. Broad beans are in season at the moment, so do go and check those out if you haven't already. They can take a little time to prepare because you've got to pod them, and then with most broad beans you have to remove the tough outer jackets as well because they can be a bit leathery and a bit hard to chew, so normally you remove your jackets, unless you're having them frozen, in which case you can eat them whole. I mean, you can, with some of the younger broad beans you can eat the jackets. It's more of just the fact that they can be a little bit hard to chew, so usually I'll remove those. So this particular recipe again contained broad beans, fresh or frozen, feta cheese. I love feta cheese. Do any of you like feta cheese? I had to say feta cheese has got to be one of my favourite cheeses. It is very, very nice. I do often have feta cheese. Chopped mint leaves, olive oil, a bag of mixed salad leaf, cherry tomatoes halved, lemon juice and slices of baguette. I used a whole grain seeded baguette that I got from Marks and Spencer's here in the UK, and I used half of that baguette and I had the other half the next day. So I actually made 2 meals. I had this on two nights, actually. You bring the water to the boil, you add the beans, you return to boil, you cook for about 4 minutes, you drain under running water until cold. You then crumble over the feta and you scatter over the mint. You drizzle with olive oil, you toss together. You toss the salad leaves and tomatoes with the remaining olive oil and lemon juice. You put on a plate, you toast the bread under the grill until golden. You spoon the bean and cheese mixture onto toast and place alongside salad. It was delicious. So I really do recommend that one. That was broad bean and feta cheese toast, courtesy of BBC Good Food. Another recipe I tried, which I actually tried last night. Courgettes are now in season. So I tried courgette and chickpea fritters. This was quite an adventure. This recipe contains, this is from the Waitrose recipe magazine, which I get this for free actually, because I have a loyalty card from Waitrose, so I get this free when I show my card. It contains grated courgettes, I use baby courgettes. It contains a can of chickpeas, plain flour, a tiny little bit of baking powder, salad onions, I use normal regular onion though, trimmed and finely chopped, chilli, red chilli de-seeded. I used dried chilli powder because I'm not too keen on fresh chillies. I find them a bit overpowering, so I used powder instead. 1 lemon zest, again cut into wedges to serve. It contains 2 eggs. As this recipe is for 4 people though, so I cut down and used 1 egg. Shredded mint leaves, olive oil, mixed cherry tomatoes and feta cheese. So what you do is you put the courgettes, I use 3 baby courgettes grated, in a colander, and you just leave them to drain a little bit to shake off any excess water. You crush your chickpeas, I use half a can, in a large mixing bowl using a potato masher or the back of a fork. You then add the grated courgettes, plain flour. I used just under 1 ounce of plain flour, so not too much. I used a pinch of baking powder, then I added half finely chopped onion, a little pinch of chilli powder, half a lemon zest, 1 egg, and a good handful of shredded mint. You season and mix well. Then I heated a frying pan over medium heat. I added a tablespoon of olive oil. Then I added heaped tablespoons of the mixture, well spaced out. In my frying pan, I could make about 2 fritters at a time, but obviously it depends on the size of your frying pan. I pressed the fritters down, because that means they cook a bit quicker, and then fry for 2 to 3 minutes on each side, flipping with a spatula when golden. Then you put on a plate and you repeat with the remaining mixture, a bit like you would with pancakes. Then I combined the sliced cherry tomatoes, and I used a mixture of cherry tomatoes, some yellow, some red, nice mixture there. Combined the tomatoes and crumbled feta with a reserved shredded mint. You serve alongside the fritters with the lemon wedges and extra mint leaves. I had this with some very nice baby potatoes. I think they were Jersey Royal, I'm not entirely sure. I got them loose from Waitrose, but they're little small ones and they were very, very nice. So that was very, very nice. Courgette and chickpea fritters. I really very much enjoyed that. Again, another recipe that I've done recently, as I talked to you in a previous video, I've been eating a lot of gooseberries lately because gooseberries are in season. And one recipe I tried recently was a gooseberry crumble, but I experimented a little bit and I put the gooseberries with blueberries, and it worked really, really well. I think because blueberries are naturally sweet, so they kind of like sweetened the gooseberries, so it gave it an extra sort of like sweetness. And also, one of my friends who happens to be a vegan, if she's watching this video, hello, and thank you for giving me this idea. she actually recommended for use of nut butter instead of dairy butter for making crumbles and things. Because as you know, probably know, or probably aware, as most people are these days, dairy butter is very, very high in saturated fat. But if you used nut butter instead of dairy butter, you get this sort. You can still get the sort of creamy taste that you need in a crumble. You know, your sort of butter is a sort of binder, and it gives it a lovely creamy crumble taste. But you can use the nut butter and still get the same result without the health problems. So you don't have all that saturated fat there, but it serves the same purpose, and it gives it a lovely nutty texture. So in my crumble, I used plain flour. I used about 2 ounces of plain flour. And then I used about 1 ounce, or it might have even been slightly over 1 ounce, because I was quite generous with the nut butter. And I used almond butter, but any butter would suffice. And I used 2 teaspoons of muscovado sugar and crumbled it all together, you know, as you would make a regular crumble topping. And then I scattered that over gooseberries and blueberries, put it in the oven, 200 degrees, I think it was, or was it 180? I can't quite remember now. Something like that, anyway, but all ovens vary anyway. And if you're following your standard, you know, if you pick a crumble recipe, you know, just go with the timings on that, really. I mean, each oven's, I can't really say exactly how long it will take in your oven, because all ovens are different, so it takes trial and error anyway. But it really is worth trying nut butter instead of dairy butter when making crumbles or things. If you want something that's a bit healthier, maybe. And it worked really, really well. I had this for breakfast, and because it contained the nut butter, it actually kept me going for longer, because the nut butter is a good source of protein. Obviously, like dairy butter doesn't contain the protein, so you've got the protein there in your nuts. So it actually kept me going a lot longer. And I would say that was actually a healthy crumble. You know, when you say, oh, I had crumble for breakfast, people are like, oh, that's not very healthy. But actually, no, crumble can be healthy. Use nut butter. That's my word of wisdom for today. And thanks to my friend for giving me that insight. And it was really nice with yogurt, and I have to say that's really nice. I'm hoping to try another crumble later on this week, possibly, and I might try gooseberries with strawberries this time for a little bit of experimentation, so we'll see how that one goes. So lots of work in the kitchen, lots of cooking. It's an ongoing thing. Cook, you know. It's my big area of interest. So I hope you enjoyed watching today. I will post the feta cheese recipe in the comment box, just beneath the video. Do let me know if you've been trying any interesting cooking ideas lately. I'm always interested in sources of inspiration, so do post in the comments box below. Let me know anything you've tried, what you particularly enjoy eating, and I will speak to you again next week with maybe a few more recipe ideas and any other interesting things that have been going on. One last thing before I finish, I have another, aside from cooking, the other day I delivered a talk. I work with an organisation called Aspie Trainers. I do, but I don't, it's not like a proper job, it's just as and when, really. I don't work, what I mean is, I now and again I deliver talks for an organisation called Aspie Trainers in the West Sussex area, and I will also post their website in a link below in case any of you are interested in checking out that website. It's basically, the idea is that people with autism, people with Asperger's, deliver training about key areas relating to autism and Asperger's to different organisations. The idea is that obviously people who are actually autistic themselves are the best place to deliver that training. So the other day, with Aspie Trainers, I delivered a talk about sensory issues, which I have a lot to say about because it's an area that affects me a lot. And I talked to a mixed group of people, and I talked to them about my experiences with sensory issues and sensory issues in autism in general, and I got really good feedback at the end of it, so I was really, really very pleased. I was a little bit worried beforehand because although I love public speaking and it's one area I excel at and generally can be quite good at, I was worried because I hadn't delivered this particular talk before, so I was thinking, I don't know how will I do here, but it went a lot better than expected. I really enjoyed myself, and I got some really good feedback afterwards from the person who was helping me do the talk, so I was really pleased with that. I still need to wait to see what the trainees have said, what their feedback is, but I'm feeling confident that I did a good job and I really enjoyed it, and I hope I could do a lot more talks with them in the future, because I really do enjoy my work with Aspie Trainers. I don't do many talks with them, it's, as I say, it's as and when, and it's quite good in that respect though, because I can fit it around my issues. It's not like proper work or anything, it's just as and when, it's just sorry, I'm really stressed, there's some noise coming up there. So sorry, yeah, I'm going to finish this video now anyway, sorry, I just hate it. Why do people doing so much noise? Yeah, sorry, I'm stressed. So anyhow, I'm going to finish this video now. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'm sorry about that little outburst there. I'm finding I just can't stand noise. It really stresses me. Yeah, so anyhow, I will go and upload this video now, and I look forward to hearing your reactions, hear what you think about this video and anything else I posted on here today. So thank you for watching.